Sick psychopaths that get pleasure off killing other people.
Or sick psychopaths that get pleasure of killing other people.
Those 10 chilling words were uttered from the mouth of 16-year-old Brian Draper, just mere minutes after him and his teenage friend Tori Adamczyk murdered their close friend and classmate. For some background, we have to go back 17 years ago to 2006. This was 16-year-old Cassie Jo Studart. She was intelligent, kind, and extremely trustworthy, and she really enjoyed music. She was loved by her family, friends, and boyfriend. In the weekend of September 22nd of 2006, she was trusted to watch over her aunt and uncle's house. They had recently moved from the Bay Area, California to Idaho with their kids, or Cassie's cousins. And that weekend they were going on a little family trip, so Cassie was going to be staying at their house. The day of September 22nd started off like normal, and you can see Cassie at her locker at 8:28 a.m. But later on that day after school, she headed over to her aunt and uncle's house, and she invited her boyfriend Matt Beckham over to have some alone time away from their parents. But Matt also invited two of their other mutual friends over, Tori and Brian, and the four of them began watching Kill Bill Volume 2. But partway through the movie, Brian and Tori left, leaving the couple alone. But after a few hours, the couple started hearing very strange noises coming from the basement, and then suddenly the power in the house went out. Cassie wasn't too concerned about this though, and her and Matt continued to hang out together until his mom arrived. When his mom came to pick him up, she offered to Cassie to let her come and stay the night at their house. She offered this after finding out that the power had gone out. But because Cassie was trusted to watch over her aunt and uncle's house, she didn't want to leave. She told Matt's mom that she was sure that the power would come back on soon. However, it never did. What Cassie didn't know is that Brian and Tori had returned, and that before they left the first time, they had left the basement door unlocked. They had cut the power and were making noises in the basement to try to lure Cassie down there. But when Cassie never came down to the basement, they had to change their plans. Two of them snuck upstairs and found Cassie sleeping on the couch. And while wearing these masks and wielding knives, they began to stab Cassie. But Cassie woke up and fought for her life. Sadly though, the two boys were able to overpower her and stabbed her 30 times, 12 of those wounds being extremely fatal. Cassie wasn't discovered until that following Sunday when her aunt, uncle, and cousins returned. She was found in a pool of her own blood by her 13-year-old cousin. Her aunt then quickly called 911, saying that there was a dead girl on the floor who was missing a finger. Matt, being her boyfriend, was of course the first one to be questioned, and because he didn't show too much emotion, the police quickly suspected him. But Matt passed the polygraph test with ease, and during his interrogation, he name-dropped Brian and Tori. And during their interrogations, each one of them quickly began blaming the other. But the evidence was all there. Both of them had recorded themselves bragging about killing Cassie, saying that they were better than most serial killers, including Ted Bundy. Their own personal videotaped confessions showed that they were inspired by the movie Scream. This led many to wonder if violent media truly can corrupt the young mind. Or were these two just born evil and that movie was fuel to the already pre-existing fire? Overall, the evidence against Brian and Tori was beyond damning. In 2007, both of them were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Since then, they have both tried to appeal their convictions multiple times, but each time they have failed.